Good morning, everybody. I'll do a quick video this morning. Got back yesterday from Arkansas. You can see those grandbabies. Man, nothing's better than those grandbabies. Oh, yeah. I watched my parents spoil, wake and bake with you guys, spoil my kids, and try to spoil my kids. And then be oh, these grandbabies are the best. And I could tell that, heck yeah, they loved them more than they loved me ever. It's just easy to see. But yeah, now I'm starting to kind of see it. They're pretty sweet. My the youngest MSO, 7 months old. Oh my goodness, she's crawling and jabbering, and oh, what a smile! What a smile! And the oldest, Addie Lou, she's 26 months now, and she's smart. They get smart. She's already counting to 20 ABCs. She's sharp. She's sharp. She sit there and take a tablet, scroll through, and pick the kids' music videos she wants. She knows what she wants. And pretty sharp, pretty blessed. We are blessed. My daughter's done. She's good. She's a good woman. She's a good wife. She's a good mother. She's a good employee. And I'm really proud of her. She, Fred, what do you want? She's moving up at work, and they're doing well. Hold on, let me let Fred. Come on, Fred. Yeah, see the plastic back there? That plastic was put up a couple of months ago because my boy Louie liked to chew curtains up. He had a bed right there by the patio doors, and he chewed up the curtains. So I put that plastic up there, not willing to sacrifice another set of curtains. I put up the plastic, and while we were gone this weekend, the boy was upset. He missed me. And plus my daughter probably put him in the kitchen here for most of the day, and they weren't happy because they get to run the world with me when I'm around. So I adjusted my hat. Before I started, I was like, "So wear this. It's doing a shadow." And I thought, should I turn it backwards? And I've never turned my hat backwards and wore it out in public. I've turned it backwards when I was Little League baseball. When I was playing catcher. When you're playing catcher back then, you turn your hat around and put your mask on. Didn't have those fancy all-in-ones way back then in the golden days. But I was like, do I turn around? I wouldn't wear my hat backwards nowhere for nothing. Or like this, how those dudes wear their hat outside. You saw me straighten mine. I was like, what? My hat ain't straight. But what a great trip. What a great trip. Go see those babies. But God's blessings are everywhere, especially in my life. And if you don't recognize them and you don't understand what's going on at the time, you can certainly miss out on a lot of things. Like I said, back the last time I went to see the babies, right after Emma Sue was born, I broke 2 toes. Well, what a blessing, because I got to sit and take care of Emma Sue while everybody else went and did their things. And what a blessing, And this last time I go up there, I got the broken ankle. and I'm in a brace. But what a blessing! Same thing. I got to go sit with Addie Lou and watch her play on her new swing set and stuff, and swing her. You know, grandma and mom, they don't want to go out there and do that stuff. They had Emma Sue and stuffs to do. So blessings, blessings, blessings. Just blessed. But this, this war in Israel, frankly, now that I look back at my lifetime, and that's all I can refer to, that's all I've actually witnessed. The rest of it is just hearsay for me, whether it really happened or not. For my whole life, that's all. There was no other outcome that was going to happen than full out war between them. And for the last 40 years of my life, it started with the Israel with the Iranian hostages. In '79. And that was all. It's like that was our first taste, I guess, here in the U.S. That was the first remembrance for me of the terrorist factions, and nothing's changed. It's just one thing after another, year after year after year after year. Me and my wife were talking about it, and I was like, what's you don't really know what's true down to the bone, but on the surface, watching, it's like, there's a kid next door that he's a bully, but he doesn't confront you face to face. He does these, you're out in the backyard playing, and he comes and whacks you in the back of the head with something and takes off running. And you got to gather yourself, what was that? And you figure out it was him. I got to get him back, and you get him back, and he never stops. You think, okay, he's going to stop now. I got him pretty good then. He doesn't stop. He just keeps coming. And, did I provoke him? And that's the thing. Am I going to tell you I provoked him? I'm not going to tell that side of the story. Is he going to tell his side of the story that, he really, 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 really just, despises me and wants me gone? I mean, I don't know. What's the true story? What's really going on? Well, I believe. Remember those blue collar kind of comedy tour? I believe. But when it comes to the Middle East and all this going on, everybody in the Christian community is saying, here it is, the end times are coming, the rapture, and the tribulation, and then they all just, here it comes. But they're just willing to let things happen any way they want so they can take them and rearrange them on the chessboard and say, see, look, it's happening. Yeah, far from it, man. This is a battle of Gog and Magog, man. And nothing else explains it. The Israel represents money and power and technology, and I believe the Hamas, and I guess you call them Palestinians. I don't know really what to call them. I read a deal the other day, they call them Gazians. Okay, they're Gazians. Are they West Bankians? I don't know, but what seems to me is like Israel is money and power. They got technology, and Hamas is a anti-sophisticated will use any weapon they can get their hands on, whether they know how to use them or not. Like they'll throw rocks and sticks, and then you give them a grenade and they'll throw it, and you give them a rocket and they'll shoot it. Whatever you give them, they'll use it. And just show me where to pull the trigger. Where Israel is very tactical. They got the latest weapons, but this is not biblical stuff and everything. This is skirmishes have been going on with Muslims and Jews and Christians and anybody not a Muslim for, as far as I know, 1,000 years. It may be longer, but it's one of those deals where why haven't they? And I've always felt this way. Why don't they let these people just fight it out? We'll be the referee, okay? We'll be the referee. We'll make sure everybody's fighting fair. Let them fight it out. At the end, you get up, you shake the dust off, you shake hands and go, okay, we will quit messing with you. Whoever loses, okay? All right. If that's what it's going to be, is this going to be the country we're going to live peacefully here? I mean, that's why every country became who they are. They came in and conquered somebody else. And those people eventually went, okay, we'll live amongst you. But these people don't want to do that. And I understand that. I understand why they wouldn't want a more normalized life. Why they're constantly, from what it seems to me, is in the territories. It's like they're always at the planning desk. How do we attack instead of going, how can we make our community better? We gotta, the kids, the education, food, infrastructure. It's always seems like, well, that'd be all right. It's good enough. Let's kill. Let's devise a plan to hurt people. I don't get it. But evil is not easy to understand. In my whole life, I remember a kid in church and them talking about the Vietnam that had passed, being wars and rumors of wars through the 70s, and all the conflicts with Israel and Palestine and everybody else. I mean, gosh, everybody around them they fought with over the years. And the same stuff comes up. Wars and rumors of wars. No. That's all there's been since our recorded history, so they tell us, as war. War, death, and destruction. Conquer, massacre, overtake, overpower. Every country has a history of war, whether they were the ones being defeated and occupied or whether they were the ones doing it. And that's pretty indicative to me of the end times, where the devil has been loosed and he is free to deceive the nations once more. And right now, this realm we live in, if people aren't deceived, I don't know what they are. The deception, the straight out just insistence that black is white, up is down, right is wrong. The insistence that it's that way. I mean, I can't imagine what else the devil would be doing when he's loosed, other than making sure that everything that is true and good is flipped on its head. Everything. It doesn't matter. You pick it. Our food. Does he want it to be pure and natural? No. He doesn't want it to be pure and natural. He wants it to hurt us. Our water, he doesn't want us to have the best of water. Our medicines, he doesn't want us cured. He wants us to suffer. Suffer. The abundance of materialism in this world now is just, it's the dominant religion. Materialism and fame and fortune, that is our biggest religion. And then it's like science and stuff, second biggest religion. They say, oh, the Muslims, they have the biggest, religion in the world. No, they don't. No, they don't. Mm-mm. Nope. Scientists and science and materialism have way bigger congregations in their religion than Muslims or Christians ever thought of. As a matter of fact, some of the top leaders in Christianity, in the Muslim world, in the religious world, believe those religions as much as their own, if not more. I've seen, when I see a Christian pastor preaching or talking about the world, and they go, we know, that all this started 5 million years ago, and we know that the galaxy and the planets and the spinning earth, we know that this stuff. What? Oh, dude, come on, man. Are you really reading your Bible? Really? Do you really read that Bible, or is it kind of like an accessory? I think that's what a lot of preachers, they carry their Bible around as an accessory, like a woman does her purse. They want everybody to know they're a preacher. I'm going to carry their purse and indicate they're a woman. Well, not to just indicate they're a woman, you know what I mean. But, Battle of Gog and Magog. What's the date? 2038? That the Linux system is supposed to be done. And from what we know right now, there's no plan. Well, there's a plan, but they can't they can't figure it out. Kind of like the space technology now. We used to have that technology, but we destroyed it. People are talking about alien invasions, and it's all hoax. It's all make believe magic. It's not reality. They're deceiving us once more. And if I was the devil, have you ever heard that Paul Harvey deal? If I was the devil, and he laid out America, he laid out exactly. And this was in the late 60s. I think this was late 60s that he did that. You have to pull that up. Watch that again. That's pretty amazing that Paul Harvey was so spot on. It's almost like the powers that be that are ushering in everything gave him the script and said, tell them what we're doing. He read it as a satirical thing, and it was reality, and that's what was scary. Ooh. If you I never listened to it, go to Paul Harvey, If I Was the Devil's commentary. Something been rattling around in this fairly empty head up here for the last 6 or 7 months is I've always believed there's only one God. But it keeps coming back to me, everything, all the times you read in the Bible about they worshiped other gods. They worshiped their gods. They turned away from Yahweh and worshiped idols and other gods. Are there lesser gods? And I don't mean demons. I don't mean that. Is there something other than that? Because it didn't, it doesn't say they worship the evil spirits existed, but it doesn't say that they so much worshiped the evil spirits. It said they worshiped other gods. And I believe evil spirits are a different thing. But are there lesser gods that are evil or are good? I don't know. The use of that term just kind of in my head. I keep hearing it, and I keep going, well, was there, or was this made up in their minds? Did they like the golden calf? Did they just make an idol and call it a god? Did they just take the myths and the stories from the past of Zeus and all that and go, oh, okay, well, we'll keep using that as a god? I don't know. That's how Kathy yesterday on the way home. She says, oh my God, who knows what's going on? And I said, we're going to know one day. In Judgment Day, we'll know. We'll know all this. We'll have all those answers. I said, I almost I can't hardly wait till that. I want to know so much that's happened. What's real, what's not. But, other gods. I don't believe there's any other gods. I mean, spirits or demons, I believe that, but it's just the use of the word. I know the Bible's pretty consistent on when they use words. The meaning pretty stays pretty solid. So, I don't know. Just thought. Don't think for a second I'm going against, God's word. I'm just asking a question about, use that word a lot. Use that word a lot with those people in those situations. I don't know. We're talking about Kathy, about the Israeli deal. I'm like, I've been listening to the Bible every morning. One of those read the Bible in a year deal. We just go one chapter out of every book, each day, out of 3 or 4 different books. But just listening to the Old Testament, man, he gave Israel chance after chance after chance. New Testament, chance after chance after chance. Bailed them out, then he punished them. It wasn't, I guess it was a pretty harsh punishment, but they were fed, they were clothed, they were sheltered, throughout their 40 years. I'm sure it wasn't easy, but they were pretty bad dudes, man. They were bad people. They did some bad stuff, and he kept pulling them out, and they kept turning their back on him. And I'm like, I'd never even pretend to imagine I could be God, but I would think after a while I'd go, okay, I'm going to try the Gentiles. I'm going to see if they'll do it, because you won't. I give you every chance. And it's just been the Jews everywhere they've ever been, and that's a flat fact. Every Jew's ever been, they've been kicked out of every country. Nobody wants them there. Nobody wants them. At some point, they start their usury. They start their synagogue of Satan work, and they want them out. They want them gone. And where they're at right now in Israel is the last bastion for them, because nobody wants them. Everywhere they go, for some odd reason, stuff starts going bad. You tell me. You tell me. My whole life, that's all I've always heard in the church. Oh, we gotta back Israel. Oh, it says in the Bible, if you go against God's people, you're going against God. I don't think these people today are any part of God's people. I don't think they're any part of the 12 tribes of Israel. I don't think so. I don't think so. I saw a stat where the Ashkenazi Jews have some of the highest incidence of schizophrenia. What's up with that? And there are people that they say from the DNA testing that are 100% Ashkenazi Jew. Ben Shapiro claims that. Not a drop of nothing else in him. And he says his grandfather was schizophrenic. So, I don't know if you watch Owen Benjamin, that Owen Benjamin was talking about that. And he says, I don't think it's a genetic thing that they're schizophrenic. He said, I think it's a lying thing, that they lie so much that eventually they just go crazy with the lies, that there's so many of them out there, their mind can't gather them all and spit them back out. Right. And they go crazy. I was like, that's not too bad of a hypothesis. Because they, just like in the Hamas, Hezbollah, all those people, they have that, I guess their manifesto or their directive or whatever. And I guess everybody should have seen it by now online, where they say number one thing is to basically eliminate the Jews. And the second thing is you do anything to eliminate the Jews, whether it be go into peace treaties. You're going to break them. Go ahead and negotiate with them. You're going to take advantage of it. That's what we got to do. We got to get rid of them. End of story. And that's pretty simple. And then you see people going, no, they just want to live in peace. They just want to live in peace, and Israel won't leave them alone. What's the truth? I've seen the videos where some of the Jews with the curls and the hat walking down the street, and there's just guys standing against a wall, and they walk by and they spit on them. And they say these are Jews spitting on Muslims. I don't know. These days, what's staged and what's not. But tell me if you don't find this weird. All the footage of this Israeli deal, boom, it was out almost in real time. We got video of all kinds of stuff. What have we got from Ukraine? Couple of pictures of Zelensky standing by a building that's burned half of it. Yeah, it might have got hit with something, tore up a little bit. But the contrast of the two pictures, they're saying this Ukraine is just an awful war, and then this thing in Gaza and in the West Bank, you can see it's leveled. I mean, it's ruins in Ukraine. We got a couple of buildings here, one or two. They claim all these deaths, but they didn't do the Ukraine deal like they're doing Israel. Boom, right off the bat, 1,000 known dead, and we're counting the bodies, right? I mean, they're talking the numbers of dead. Boom, boom, boom. They're talking. This many dead, this many injured, children, women, In Ukraine, I ain't seen a number count yet. I heard them say a ridiculous number, like 20,000 or something, Russians. And it's like, well, where's the battleground? Where's the frontline pictures of CNN guy, ABC, all of them standing on the hill with their vest and their helmet going, behind me here where are they? You get a few in the city going, the Russians bombed this 3 days ago and people are just getting in here, and you're like, what? Welcome to whoever's here. A few people came in. I know I got started early this morning. But we got back yesterday. I was in bed by 7:30 last night. But switch topics. The baseball game last night. Boy, Texans are torn. Oh man, Houston and the Rangers playing. That was a crazy game last night. But it's just wow. Me and Kathy went last year to the playoffs and watched game one. And Verlander pitched, and they won. It was a good game, but he pitched game one the other day and lost 2-0. And last night, their second best guy before the first pitch was thrown, Houston's pitcher was warming up, and hand to God, I told Kathy, I said, every time I've watched this guy pitch this year, they've knocked the cover off the ball on him. He's throwing batting practice. I said, this ain't gonna be a good game. And man, was I right. The number is they scored the first 5 or 6 batters scored 4 runs. And there were no outs with just the first 6 batters up. They scored 4 runs. And I was like, I told you. And they ended up winning 5-4. They went to the bullpen, and the bullpen held them to 1 run for the next 8 innings. But that first inning, that starting pitcher, I'd only seen him 3 or 4 times this year over the season. And he was pitching, and it was first through second or third innings, and boy, he was just getting pounded, and he got pulled. So they're down 2-0. The Cowboys also played last night, and I don't know if they won or not. I went to bed. It was tied at half, but I think it was tied at half. But yeah, Texas, it's too bad. Houston or the Rangers aren't in the National League, so we could meet in the World Series, because the Cowboys and the Texans could meet in the Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure, I have to look at it, if the Rockets and the Mavericks could meet in the NBA Finals. That'd be pretty cool if we had all 3 of them in Texas at one time. We've had 2 of them at a time in Texas. It was the NBA and NFL, Cowboys and Rockets. I think so. I might be wrong. Hell, I've been wrong before. But yeah, the sport, I don't know if it's real or not, because it just sometimes. And that was another thing. And Kathy, before the Cowboy game last night, I told her, she says, well, they should beat them pretty easy. I said, you never know the Cowboys. Jesus, I said, they don't play the Chargers very much. I said, the Chargers have had a week off. The Cowboys are too predictable. I said, it's just one of those things. Yeah, I don't have a good feeling about this either. And I don't know what the final score was, but I told her I have a good feeling. I don't. And first possession, Cowboys 3 and out, lost 15 yards, got sacked, punted. The guy ran back 40 yards. 5 plays, Chargers scored. Boom. I was like, oh my God, it couldn't have started worse. Unless it'd been a turnover, pick 6, but it just, they look bad. That's my sports for the day. Oh, my daughter got me a cool deal for my birthday. My birthday was last week, and she got me a cool deal. They send me an email, and there's a question there, and I just answer the question, and I get one every week. And at the end of the year, they print it up and put it in a book. And like the first question was, what's the first thing I remember as a kid growing up? Big event. And I put down 1972. I was 6 years old, and America went off the gold standard. Did I remember that from being 6 years old? I think I do remember that. I do remember my dad talking about it, because I knew it was a bad thing early in my life. And also put down, and soon after that, 1975, came the first cries of an ice age coming. It's imminent. An ice age is coming. And I was being told in elementary school, an ice age is coming. And so, yeah, my book started off with disasters. It wasn't something good. It wasn't that, oh my gosh, Billy Graham revival and, 100,000 people were saved and our government, banned abortion. No, actually, in 1972, they also enshrined abortion. Evil times we live in. The end times of the devil loose, baby. That's where we are. Telling Kathy all the stuff about this, talking about this Israeli thing. She's like, would you just stop? You're just stressing me out so much. Oh my God. I don't want to hear it. And I'm like, that's the way most people are. They don't want to hear it. They just want to keep going in their lives. La, 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 la. Nothing going on. Nothing going on. I said, if you don't pay attention, you're going to get caught off guard. And that's the way you become a saint. I mean, a slave. Sorry, I was thinking of the camp of saints. But, she don't want to hear it. You're stressing me out. That scares me. I don't want to think about that. They just want sunshine and lollipops. But we are in the end times. Next stop, Judgment Day. Full stop. It all ends there. And everybody answers for your actions. And everybody's got their stuff. But the last 15, 20 years now, I'm gonna feel pretty good about it. There are gonna be rough patches up to then, and then Lord knows and I know, I got back on that narrow path and I'm trying to stay on it. Like I say, it is not easy. That narrow way. It is not easy. And you run into stuff all the time. And just tries your patience. I went last week. I had a CD that matured. Went to the bank. Said, yeah, I don't want to re-up it. Just put it in back in my savings account. A couple of days later, boom, there it was. It was in the savings account. When I got home, I got a letter saying that they had renewed it. And it would be available again in February. It's like, what are they doing? What are you doing, people? So I gotta go deal with that today. Can't you just do your job? The girl sat there and just do your job, man. We're looking at, and I don't know if anybody that watches this would have any decent information, especially in Texas, a place that'll custom build like modular home. Like not the tiny house, but 1,200 square foot, 1,500 square foot, modular. You can you can talk with them, and I want this, but I don't want this, and I don't want that, I don't want this, because between my brother, my nephews, and myself, we'll plumb, run electrical, air conditioning, heating. We'll do all that, gas lines. We'll do all that ourselves, and all the fixtures, installations, faucets and tubs. We'll do all that. So you save a lot of money when you don't buy their stuff and let them put it in. So we're looking, and I know it takes 6 months to a year to get one ordered. So in the next 6 months, I need to find somebody and order a house, because Kathy's going to retire and we're going to move back to Merkel, or we're going to find some place in Oklahoma close to our grandbabies. So that was off track. It just came to mind. If anybody knows of a good spot in Texas, it's me you can trust that makes a decent house. I've been in some of those things that They either didn't install them good or they're just poorly made. But what are we going to do? What are we going to do with these Israelis and these Palestinians? What happens if Iran gets in it? What happens if somebody, I think I read something, Saudi Arabia was siding with the Iranians, going, yeah, America, you stay out. We don't need to get in anyway. But Joe can't help himself. Our warmongering leadership just can't stay out of a war. You got to keep the military-industrial complex going, man. You got to keep the money laundering and the bribery and all that. You got to keep it going. You got to keep this machine going. You know, think of all the jobs lost if we just quit manufacturing all the weapons of war we manufacture in America. What if we just? I'm pretty sure nobody else could make any. Because at this point, everybody shares a bunch of technology. You get your stuff from us. We supply things to other countries to build weapons to kill us. And that's just crazy. In other countries, we get stuff from them to build stuff to kill them. And everybody's just like cool with it. They're cool with it. Hey, it's just business. Like the mafia. That we say, hey, Benny, it's just business. It's just business. And that's where you get the Jews come in. It's just business. I'm going to make a buck off of it. Yeah, a few people died, but we made billions. And our technology, oh my God, we got to implement a bunch of our new technology. We can kill more efficiently now than ever. We are so good at it. Gone are the days of the sniper crawling 5 miles to get in his position to take one shot. Now we use a drone. We use some dude with a joystick. Pew, 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 pew. Like playing Space Invaders. What the hell? Our medicines know better. More medicine now than ever. More diseases now than ever. More incurables than ever. That hasn't got better, but man, we kick your ass. We got some good weapons. Well, we won't kick your ass. We'll fight with you for a while so everybody can keep making money. We don't kick ass anymore. What happened to that? I guess shock and awe, 1991 in Iraq, over there 2 weeks, just carpet bombed them for 2 weeks and they went, quit, stop. Okay. Or did we? I don't know. But we hadn't kicked ass in a long time. It just, for the longest time, I thought we should just go whack, knock the crap out of a few people, the leaders, not the people. The people don't want it. Those leaders just backhand them in a volatile scale. But we hadn't kicked ass in a long time. We hear it all the time. Greatest fighting force in the world, the strongest military, most well-armed, equipped, highest tech. We got it all. And we can't beat up. We can't even beat up the Afghanis. Can't beat up nobody. We just sit and shoot at you. What'd we lose in Afghanistan over the last 20 years? I don't think the number's over 3 grand. I don't think we lost over 3,000 people in that whole span. From what we're told, they lost hundreds of thousands, if not millions. And I didn't see that. That's something that's so hard to fathom is, what do you do with 100,000 bodies? That's a spectacle. That's a spectacle. A lot of those black coffins that the governments make, black bags that they make, you'd think they'd be, if they're going to do mass burial, if they're going to do single burial, if each family's going to bury their person, I want to be in the funeral game, but you don't see that. What's the deal? It's like during COVID. Where are all the bodies? The morgue should be overflowing. Hospitals, you should have to park out on the street when you get to a hospital. It wasn't like that. It wasn't like that at all. They say it, but where's the proof? I mean, I'm not gory. I don't need to see, mutilated bodies, and I don't need to see that. I just some proof. Somebody come out and go, I was there. I saw it, man. Bang. A lot of dead people. But you don't get that. You don't get that. You get these reports. Reports, hey, so many killed, so many injured, da da da. How do you believe it? What do we believe, guys? What do we believe? But for those of us who are working hard, stay on that narrow path in that good way. I think we'll be okay. We'll be okay. Good discernment. Thank God we're in America. But it doesn't mean that 100,000 of those 4 or 5 million plus that have come across the border ain't soldiers. There's nothing that suggests they're not. There's nothing to suggest they are, but there's nothing to suggest they're not. So, in Texas, I read a good commentary. Well, what would have happened if something like that happened in Texas? What if Houston or Dallas, San Antonio, pick, or even smaller towns, if there was some kind of attack like that, they were going door to door, would they meet return fire? I mean, at my house, if I heard down the street gunfire like that, and I looked and I saw people going door to door, and I heard, I'm getting my guns. I'm getting my guns, and I'm setting up my position, and as they come my way, you would think in a lot of the states in Texas, that would be squashed at the local level. That we wouldn't have to call in the military. That wouldn't be streets full of slaughtered people before anything happened. I know in neighborhoods I've ever lived in, just about everybody on that street was armed in some capacity. And so in Israel, guns are illegal. You can't own guns. So nobody had a defense. They had safe rooms. Think about that. I was telling Kathy that Israel, everything that is built in Israel has a bomb shelter under it. Everything has a bomb shelter. The last 50 years in Israel, every time they build something, a house or, apartment complexes or schools or hospitals, there's a bomb shelter put under it. I can't imagine that kind of life. I mean, out here in West Texas and Oklahoma, tornado shelters, over the years they added them, but it's not to every building. It's not to every home. And they have safe rooms. Every house has a safe room. In my world, the only people that have safe rooms are the ultra rich, that in their house, they have stuff for a lot of money. Well, imagine that life. Your whole life, that's the norm. The norm is a bomb shelter, a safe room. During the day, they have regular drills, in their schools. Remember up until I guess they quit in the 70s, the nuclear drills that we do at school. Get under your desk, tuck up in a ball. We quit doing that. They still do it. They do it regularly. And a lot of times they have to do it because it's really a bomb, really shooting rockets in at us. That's crazy. You can't imagine living that way. Couldn't imagine being at work and sirens go off. You get the report, oh, your kid's school was hit, but they were all in the shelter. Everybody's okay. They got in the bomb shelter in time. Well, thank God. Whoa. Whoa. I'm working in the OR doing surgery and boom, the building shakes. They're bombing the hospital. What the hell? I was joking with Kathy and said, maybe I'd scrub up and head to Israel and help them out in surgery over there. Do a volunteer thing. The hell you will. I'm sorry. Humanitarian. I want to go see what's going on, but I don't want to get killed. Yeah. Oh, crazy deal. My wife had hired, think about this, 72 nurses from the Philippines, and they were on their way to Israel. And I think I want to say she said they were in Egypt when the whole thing went down. And they were on a tour. And I think they're going to get back they either got back yesterday or today. It's taken them almost a week to get back. That they had to turn around. They had to go to Turkey. They stayed in Istanbul one day. They went to Greece. I think they were flying out of Greece. I can't remember. But think about that. That's a group of 72 little Filipino, barely English talking nurses just wanting to go to the Holy Land. They're Christians. They want to go to the Holy Land before they hit American shores and went to work at the hospital in Beaumont, Texas. And they get caught in that shit. That was crazy. My wife just all of a sudden she goes, oh my God. She's reading this email. She's getting an email from their recruiter going, oh my God, they're stuck in the Middle East during this war. And it's like, no shit. That's crazy. And so everybody pray for them. I think they're making it. They're making it home. But they were saying, oh my God, how exhausted they were. I think they were on buses driving through the desert, country to country. Yeah, it was terrible. Poor ladies. But they had a good Lord on their side. They lived. But you got to pray for people like that. God's blessings, man, are in so many different forms. And mine are abundant. I am blessed. I have no complaints. But I'm 55 minutes in. All right. Well, I'm going to head out. Thanks, everyone. Love you all. Good vibrations, good discernment.